Before you watch content made by the sexiest black YouTuber to ever exist, I just want to say that this video is potentially sponsored by you because I posted something on my community tab and I just wanted to make it more public by putting it in a video. So we understand that it's so transphobic to play this new Hogwarts Legacy game.
You may not be aware that by supporting this title, you are essentially aligning yourself with some really heinous transphobic values.
And I thought, in my infinite wisdom, it could be a fun community thing if we all just gathered a bunch of money and we bought a bunch of copies and we just gave it away on a live stream. And so far, a couple of people have donated money and I just want to thank them for it. Olivia, Ariana, Timothy, Ryan, Ann, and David, I thank you all for your donations to this. I thought it would be something fun to do and I'm interested to get more people to do it because obviously we're all transphobic for playing a video game. So if you want to do it, if you want to pitch in, you're welcome to do so. Link in the pinned comment and description. But for now, enjoy nonsense from me. Apologies for not having my beautiful face on the screen while you watch this video. It's the middle of the night and I really didn't feel like turning on my camera. A couple months ago, I made a video and asked the question as it pertained to two videos circulating of trans individuals being upset that they were misgendered in public. And I think that question was something along the lines of, how do you expect me to know you if I don't know you? Because yes, with the advancements in internet and technology, people have all this access to one another, but it's unrealistic to think that every single person on the planet is supposed to know you and everything going on in your life. Because when I ask that, it needs to be explained and understood that people exist outside of the internet. People exist away from Twitter. Some people don't get on these apps because they're nothing but a cesspool of misinformation and negative emotions and toxicness. People don't want to deal with that. And for anyone getting mad that someone doesn't see you and obviously recognizes your pronouns or your transgenderism is a foolish attempt at expecting the world to cater to you when you feel it necessary. And the reason I bring this question up is because I want to show you a video of a trans woman taking issue with a neighbor of hers saying that she doesn't belong in a woman's bathroom.
Well, this is just lovely. I had a neighbor confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman. I've always been known as Kaylee. I've always used she, her pronoun. I've been having some stomach issues because of Trulicity, and I had to use the bathroom real quick, and they're single-use bathrooms, and it's the only place that I feel safe using the women's bathroom. Well, I got done and got out, and this neighbor was talking to another neighbor and started pointing out the sign. I knew exactly what she was talking about because there's a big old woman sign. And I'm like, is there a problem? She's like, yeah, you're using the woman's restroom. You're a man. And I said, I'm a trans woman. And she's like, no, you're a man. And she kept saying that over and over. And she kept saying, you're not a she, you're a he. You shouldn't be using it. You were born a man. And just over and over. And honestly, I just lost it. Lost it and just started screaming and swearing. I just couldn't handle it. This is my home. This is my safe place. I should be able to use the restroom. The apartment manager knows I'm trans. Everyone knows my name is Kaylee. And then my group of friends, I thought my friends were all starting to yell at me saying I escalated and because she had 2 kids. I didn't even see the kids. They were there and I just lost it. Fight, flight, or freeze, and I fought. You don't know what it's like to be a trans person. And then my one friend started yelling at me, and none of them stood up for them. They blamed me that I was the one that was at fault. When none of them stood up to me when this person kept calling me he, she, he, man, like triggering and awful. Like, I deal with enough on here. Like, my apartment should be a safe place. There's nothing safe for a trans person. There is nothing safe for a trans person. This is the life. And it fucking sucks. And even when you have your friends don't have your back. And then my one friend, Annette, just starts screaming at me. And I'm like, start screaming back at her. I'm done. These are fair weather friends. These are not the friends that I need, want, and deserve. And if I can't find it here, I will find it elsewhere. So, I don't know. I'm so fucking triggered and feeling so awful. Like, I just want to die. It fucking sucks. Here's what the men's and women's groups. So they're single-use bathrooms. So you can see there's the men's. Here's the woman's. Oh, thank you.
But when I see this person making this video, I think that they're a man. Now, they could be going around saying they're a trans woman. They could have transitioned years ago. They may not have had the operation to actually cut their wee-wee off and actually have an artificial vagina. But when I saw this video, I immediately thought this was a man. And so if I'm thinking that, imagine a woman in a bathroom seeing someone who looks like a man in the whole face walking out of a bathroom. Of course they're going to take issue with it. Of course they're going to be concerned about it. Of course they're going to have the fear in the back of their mind that this person might do something to them because this is someone who appears to be a man inside of a woman's bathroom. It's interesting that in this video, there's also the notion from the person recording that, oh, you should know that I'm a trans person.
I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman.
No, they shouldn't, unless you tell them directly, unless you introduce yourself saying, hi, my name's Billy Bob. I used to be a man and now I'm going through life as a woman. Or, hey, my name's Susie. I used to be a woman and now I'm a man. Shake my hand. I hope we can be good neighbors to one another. It's the selfishness in this person. It's the arrogance to think everyone is supposed to know who you are and they're just supposed to acknowledge your existence without knowing anything about you. You can be in the neighborhood for decades. You could be a part of people's lives for years, but if you don't tell them and you just go around putting on a dress, they're just going to assume you're probably cosplaying. They're going to assume that you have some weird fetish. They're going to assume you have a kink. They're going to assume other things rather than just realizing, oh wait, Jerry just transitioned into Jasmine. Oh, we got to respect her now. Open your mouth and acknowledge that you went through something. You went through a change and now you have to publicize that. And if you're too scared because you have this fear that people are going to beat you up, that's understandable. But to expect the entire world to know of you and what you do in your life is absolutely asinine. That level of arrogance annoys me because I don't expect people to know everything I'm doing in my life and cater to me based on those things that I didn't tell them about. I have to let people know. I have to let people into my life so that they can understand, hey, I'm going through something, or I did something today, or I'm sad today. Because if I don't and I just fly off the handle, or I have a reaction that isn't really necessary or decent or in good faith to the conversation or interactions I'm having, people are going to look at me a certain way because I didn't tell them what was going on. Not because they're at fault for reacting properly to the negative reactions I'm giving them, but because I was too chicken shit to open my mouth and say, hey, don't really bother me. I'm just going through something right now. And that's what many people are too scared to do or too egotistical to do because they think in their mind the world is just supposed to know everything about them. Now, the second video I want to show you gets out of the mindset of people are just supposed to know who you are and more leads into the arrogance of people who think the world is your oyster. Because I understand you want to think that you're the main character in the world, but you're honestly not. Things you do could affect other people, especially if you're a grown adult doing things around children. And that is what I'm about to show you now, because for some reason, people love to recreate the We Spy incident.
A transgender woman who has not undergone gender reassignment surgery faces indecent exposure charges. This is after what women said the suspect did while using a locker room at a YMCA in Xenia. Good evening, I'm James Brown.
I'm Cheryl McHenry. The YMCA is defending its policies while the president of the Xenia City Council is attacking those same policies. Newsletter 7's Mike Campbell went to Greene County to sort out what we know right now.
This case began with 3 different complaints to the Xenia Police Department about problems in a women's changing facility here at the Xenia Y. And those complaints were about potential cases of indecent exposure.
Doesn't make me feel comfortable at a safe place.
Kia Coates told me the accusations of a naked man, who now identifies as a woman, in the women's locker room or changing area at the Y is the talk of the town.
I'm not judging nobody. I don't, that's not my business, but that's like a family place. I get to be smart.
The complaints here at the Y center around a person identified in court papers as 31-year-old Darren Glines. We've been told the person identifies as a woman and goes by Rachel Glines. The complaints are from 2021 and 2022 and pertain to a specific complaint wherein the person reported seeing a naked male in the female's locker room. In count 3, it was reported that at least 3 juvenile females were present when the naked man was in their vicinity. The president of the Xenia City Council recently discussed the issue during a legal discussion at a Greene County Tea Party meeting that was recorded. He repeated his understanding of the story of one of the women that complained.
So she went out to the front desk and said, hey, I don't know if you know what's going on, but there's a naked man in there. And she was informed that, no, this actually is a woman. and and that you shouldn't be disturbed by this.
Urschel did not respond to my request for an interview Tuesday. Officials at the Greater Dayton YMCA also declined an interview request, but told me their policy is in accordance with the Ohio Civil Rights Commission. The YMCA of Greater Dayton will continue to comply with legal mandates while ensuring the privacy and safety of all members. Under no circumstances will we investigate an individual's birth identity and then assign individuals to locker rooms. That would be counter to the law, counter to respect for all people, and it is not who or what we are as an organization. But some Greene County residents are not convinced the Y is ensuring the privacy and safety of all its members.
Whatever gender you want to be, that's fine. That's your own personal taste, whatever, but you don't have to involve our young people.
Glines is expected to appear in Xenia Municipal Court on February 6th. As this case moves forward, we will keep you informed of what happens.
What I'm about to say next might be controversial, but I don't hate every trans person. I don't hate every trans man. I don't hate every trans woman. Yes, there are some that deserve my hatred and deserve to be made fun of and deserve to be bullied. Side note, I will never respect the pronouns of somebody who shoots up a school, someone who's mother, or somebody who has a checkered past of someone and then murdering them. You can call me transphobic all you want. You just have to know that you're defending somebody who is indefensible. But that's besides the point. Problem with this is the apparent lack of respect for other people in the same building as you, especially when they're younger adolescent children. Because guess what? Children shouldn't be seeing grown adults naked in any capacity. Whether if you're a man, woman, trans woman, gay man, lesbian, they don't need to be seeing you naked. You are in a public space. Cover yourself. Have some respect for the other people there. That is not your exclusive YMCA building. That is a public YMCA where people go to exercise, work out, shower, play basketball, have fun, whatever people do in a YMCA. I don't know because I'm not old and I'm not retired. You have to have some certain respect knowing that other people are there. And when you don't, of course, people are going to take issue with it. People are going to be concerned, especially when you're around children and you're naked prancing around. You have to understand, you have to be respectful to other people, just as when you want respect from other people. I live by the philosophy that respect is earned, not just given. And I can't give someone respect who is openly not seeing a problem with themselves being naked out of the shower, being around a bunch of children. Anyone who abides by that rule and says, oh, there's no real issue with it, oh, really, stop complaining, or when they get confronted by other people and they're not being inclusive, they get chastised for pointing out that somebody is naked around kids. For the people in the back who are going to cry about transphobia, no one's being transphobic. There are people openly saying, hey, do what you do, live your life, but be mindful that there are kids around. Be mindful that there are minors. Be mindful that you have to have some common decency when you're around impressionable youth. And if that's so much of a problem and you got to butter that with transphobia, congratulations. You're too ignorant to realize that you're being disrespectful to the wishes of other people that you deem you want respect from. I want to end this video asking two questions. Number one, how am I supposed to know you if you're not willing to tell me who you are? Because I can't walk this life just thinking about everybody and knowing everybody's issues. I got to know you, and the only way I can know you is if you open your mouth and tell me. And number two, how am I supposed to respect anyone who doesn't have respect for other people? If you're just straddling around naked, expecting nobody to care, and when you get confronted, you want to cry transphobia, how am I supposed to show you respect knowing full well you're not giving that respect to nobody else? And those are my two questions. I would love to know what everybody else thinks in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.